This will be the episode to get the old stories out since it's been a while. And so I stopped telling them because a lot of people said they hate them online, but then I see a bunch of other people wanted to hear them. So along with this is truly Beavis and Butthead. At one point in my apartment complex, in one of the many apartment complexes I lived in as a kid, someone left their mail key in their mailbox. So I was like, shit, there's a mailbox key, and I took it. And then over the week, this was actually, I need to give it the grade. This is third grade, so you don't think I'm this much of a shithead. So I would go over the week and take it and look for stuff. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's going to be a package with some Transformers in it or something. There weren't. So
maybe a Playboy.
What I did, yeah. So then I just was like, shit. I took and I put a note in there, said, if you want this mailbox key back, you got to leave $5 under the doormat of apartment, like whatever. And it was like a vacant apartment in the thing. And then meanwhile, that same week, they got a bunch of like return checks, that had already been cashed, but you just get them back. They don't do that anymore, but sometime in the 80s they would send you an envelope with all your checks.
Store them on site now.
So I took those around the school, and the very same day I'm at my elementary school giving those out to kids like their money. I'm like, it's checks, man. You know what a check is? It's what your mom, when you want that G.I. Joe figure, your mom says you don't have any money. It's what you pay us for it with. You can write a check, can't you, Mom? And then so I was giving these out, and then I get called later in the day to the principal's office, and I go in there, and there's my parents are in there, and then the principal, and then some other person I didn't know. And that person introduced himself as the postmaster general of the district, and they hold up my ransom letter, my extortion letter, and they're like, Sean, do you know anything about this? And it totally worked. I was like, I know what I'm going to do. So I just start crying. I'm like, I'm sorry I did it. And then they're like, okay, we're glad that it was really brave of you to just admit that you did this. I was like, admit what? You're fucking holding my letter out in front of you. Well, it was some other kid in the apartment, so you just happened to have the same handwriting.
You thought they were going to bring out the forensics experts and analyze your...
Prove it, bitch.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm surprised I got off with just an ass whooping on that one, and because it happened off of school, so I couldn't get detention or anything. But I did spend I spent most of that year like having my lunches and all my recesses in the principal's office because I did something or the other.
Yeah.
Fuck something up.
That's really hard to imagine somehow.
I don't even know what we'd get in, from fights and stuff. Sometimes it would just be something dumb. You'd be mad, and I didn't understand why I'd be in trouble. Like, one thing, anytime someone would have to take a shit, you would run, you'd be like, dude, someone's taking a shit. Like, there's only one course of action. It's to run on the playground and scream so everyone knows. And you all run in, and you go to the stalls next to it, and you get the toilet paper, and then you get it wet in the sink, and you stand up on the adjacent stalls and urinals, and you throw them down on the person taking a shit.
Where the hell did you live? Seriously. Fucking Lord of the Flies.
The whole bathroom roof was covered with, stalactites of wet toilet paper from us just going in there. And then, of course, every day, it's just a ritual. You finish your school lunch, and you take your milk carton, and you know how you could rip them open in the top so it would just be like a perfectly open square?
Yeah, I know that.
And you just mix the corn that you didn't eat with whatever's left of the chocolate milk and the water, and you put that on the big giant hydraulic hinge coming in the bathroom, because it had an entry door and an exit door. And then you just sit in there and wait for someone to come in.
But now I'm never going to the bathroom here again.
No, kids wouldn't. Not to go to the bathroom in schools, because this was going to happen to you. Indeed, there was one time when in high school, it fucking carried all the way to high school. There's no doors on the shitters, so you really didn't want to have to deuce at school. So it's maybe like doing a deuce in the Ziff Davis offices. but I'm sitting there, and there was like a special ed kid taking a dump, and then dude, what's his last name?
Don't say his last name.
No, the bully. Paul Grabansky is in the mirror combing his hair back. This is. I swear to God, this sounds like it's fiction. It's not. He's fucking combing his hair, and then he's looking in the mirror, and he turns around. What do we have here? Oh, God. He's like, and then the guy's, imagine you're right behind him taking a shit, and this guy's combing, and he's like, what do we have? And then he gets down, I'm like, kind of like on my haunches with my hands on my knees, and he's like, special ed taking a fucking shit. Oh, take a fat shit for me, special ed. And he's like, doing the hang loose.
That sounds like a horrible teen movie.
Doing the hang loose sign in the guy's face because he was a surfer or something. And then he just leaves. He just walks out.
What a tough guy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, schools are institutions not unlike prison, and people act
seriously,
like that.
These are like prison stories.
You're glad your daughters go to a private school.